I'm going to now ask our next guest to come up onto the platform. AnnetteTimmer is from Desso, a privately owned company, so a very different ownership structure. But I really welcome questions later on from the audience around or comments about any changes that they've seen from the investor community. Is SAB Miller unique or fairly unique in terms of having an interested investor base, or are we actually beginning to see a difference here? Mm-hmm. But Annette, you're also responsible for corporate affairs and corporate responsibility at Desso, which is a privately owned carpet manufacturing company. Yes. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your approach to sustainability and how it's embedded within the business?
Sure. We actually started back in 2008. We made a decision as a company to go for cradle to cradle and circular economy thinking and embedding it into our general business model, basically. So we actually made a decision at sort of board level to say, okay, we're gonna go with this for the entire business. We're not gonna cut any corners. We're gonna really implement it in every aspect of our business. And it also meant that actually the biggest part of our business is carpet tiles, similar to the ones we're sitting on here. And that was actually the segment that we started with. So we didn't necessarily make it easy for ourselves in the sense that we created a separate product line that we cradle to cradle certified. No, we really wanted to make the biggest possible impact in our business and embedding it therefore in the biggest segment of our business as well. And that's continuing throughout the other segments of our business. So the commitment is there for the full 100%.
Can you tell me a little bit about the innovation process that you use within the business?
Yeah.
How do you ensure that the sustainability focus, the cradle-to-cradle focus, works its way through innovation so it's understood at every stage?
Yeah. Well, actually, when we started with our cradle-to-cradle approach, I mean, two of the key aspects of cradle-to-cradle, one is, there's five main aspects, but the two that are really key to the innovation process are material health, so knowing what goes into your products, and really understanding every single component that you put into your products to ensure that you're using the healthiest possible materials. The other one is material reutilization, and that's where we also come into the aspect of being able to understand how you design a product in such a way that you can actually eventually take it apart again when you've finished using it and you can bring it back into a loop. So when you think about circular economic business models, that's then really important for that. So that also meant for our innovation process that when we started looking at those two aspects, it meant that we couldn't do business the way we used to do business. We had to implement it into our main innovation process, and that's also what we've done. So when we look at our innovation program, we innovate on three key pillars: creativity, functionality, and cradle to cradle. So we want to make the most beautiful products, we want to give them the utmost functionality, but we also, for every single product that we develop and that we bring into the market, it has to adhere to cradle-to-cradle principles, otherwise it's a no-go, basically.
And does that happen often, that you come to have to make a decision that you can't go ahead with the product because it's not meeting all of those criteria? And where are those tensions most
Well, it doesn't
visible?
It doesn't happen very often. We have a pretty persistent team, so it doesn't happen very often that we can't bring a product to market. And it's of course a process that we've been working on already for a number of years. So we're also pretty much attuned to what we need to do for the products to be able to design them in this way. But I mean, the tensions if I look back to the very start in 2008. There were definitely a lot of people who were pretty surprised by such a bold move, because it meant that we had to change internally, because it meant that we had to change the way we indeed do things, and so we had to change our design processes. We had to change the way we deal with our suppliers, because we have to know everything that goes into the products. We changed our communication strategy, basically our sales approach, marketing, everything. So it is an all-encompassing strategy for us. So of course there's in the first instance to change, there's resistance internally, But on the other hand, we've also seen what this can bring to our business, and that basically means that although it starts with a top level commitment as a business, we also see that in the course of the years you get the bottom-up commitment coming through the organization as well. So that's great.
And again, advice to others about breaking out of the silo. What do you think is a key ingredient? And perhaps we can come on back to that depending on your comments.
Well, I mean, we have this motto internally where we say proving it by doing it. I mean, we just really got started as a business, and we also don't necessarily talk about it in the sense of sustainability only. We really see it as a business model for our business. We really do believe in the fact that it needs to contribute to business success and not just work as a sort of independent function within the company. That's also why it really is embedded in every decision that we do. And I think that takes it already out of the silo and takes it out of this feeling that it's a sustainability approach and it's not part of the mainstream business, if you like.